How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Matt's Beer Reviews. Back to another review. Yeah, a little bit of collaboration. Hopeful goodness time. A little funkiness, a little barrel ageness, a little dry hoppiness. Whole bunch of stuff and things in a form of Forsøg Brewing in Amagher Brewing. It's their Forsøg, a barrel aged dry hopped Saison brewed in collaboration with Amagher. Let's see, anything else on here? No. Forsøg. I think I reviewed a couple of their beers. It's been well over a year. They do kind of can some stuff. They do bottle more stuff than they can, but regardless, it's been a while. I haven't been down there in quite a while. I moved. Even when I did move, I don't get to Philly all that much, and they're just outside Philly. So yeah, kind of decided to give it a whirl. I actually got this beer in kind of a pay it forward thing in a local beer group we have. People will put beers up, and people can just say, okay, I want those, and they'll do like a raffle kind of thing. Not necessarily like money wise, but they'll be like, people put their name in a hat, and then you pick a number, and that person wins, and that person has to do the same thing. They have to put up some beers. So I ended up getting this off my buddy Jack. Ended up getting 3 beers off him, so kind of pumped. Give it a whirl. It sounds really good. I've had Amagher stuff before. I reviewed some of their stuff, Forsøg, but like I said, it's been a while. So, like I said, other than that, it's a Sug, maybe? I do not know. Forsøg. The label itself, I don't remember what it's called. It looks like that cartoon. That cartoon that was like in kind of like calendars when I was a kid. I don't remember the name of the cartoon, but it looks exactly that kind of art design. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird that's the way that is. Anyway, so you're talking about a barrel-aged dry hopped Saison. I mean, I can go a multitude of different ways. Ooh, nice kind of like, kind of homebrew kind of punch down cap on that sucker. So it can go a bunch of different ways. It can go funky, it can go really light, it can go really 9 different directions. Now, Forsøg isn't that big of a brewery, quite a small place. They just expanded though. But Amagher's quite a big brewery out there. I don't remember exactly where they're from. I want to say maybe Denmark, but I could totally be wrong. I'm sure if I am wrong, somebody out there will chime in and let me know. So it's kind of cool to see a little collab done by the both of them. Pinky Finger, white as white could be, had infinite creaminess on top. Uniform bubble scenes, a couple stragglers throughout. And she's got a super vibrant, beautiful glow to her. This beer is cheesy and funky. I can smell the barnyard funkiness. Now, a lot of people end up using that kind of like catch-all phrase for a lot of like funky farmhousey beers. No, this one has to be. I can smell it from here. It's almost got that kind of, that really nice coveted kind of skunkiness you get from like a green bottle. So that could be it too, a bit of skunkiness going on. It's coveted. It's usually when you're talking about your green bottle, funky, original Belgian-born beers. That green bottle and that little bit of kind of light-struck funkiness comes into play and end up being a good thing. But yeah, she looks like a really nice, vibrant Saison. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. A little snifflies, a little bit of allergies, so. Yeah. That funkiness is not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be based off of what I smelt from a distance. I'm getting a lot of like nice citrus notes off this. I don't know if that's actually coming from the hops. I don't think it is. I think it's just a kind of Brett C strain thing popping off a bunch of lemon and lime and citrus and oranges, a little bit of grapefruit, but in that very kind of more tart acidic side of things. There's a really, and that might be that kind of funkiness I was talking about. There's a little dirty funkiness. I was going to be like, okay, it could be a really kind of weird barrel, because they talked about it being barrel aged, but I think that might be a little bit of kind of nefarious yeasty funkiness floating around in there too. It smells sweet. I can get a little bit of soft bittering from the hops, but nothing too crazy. It smells good. It smells really nice. It smells pretty, but at the same time, it smells like it has a bit of age on it, a little bit of time, a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Miles. That's more than age. It's a little bit kind of dirty in a good way. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. That's dirty. Man, there's this really, I don't want to call it acidic grapefruitness to it, but there is. It's like, if you, The acidity of the grapefruit in here, I think it's a combination of the yeast, I think it's a combination of the hops, and I think it's a combination of that green bottle effect, is adding this funky, cheesy kind of grapefruit acidity to it that isn't super sharp. It's more like fat and funky. It's more rounded. It's not as, when you think of acidic, you think of kind of sharp and biting. This one's a little bit more kind of rounded on the edges, but it's kind of really dirty and funky. Really nice mouthfeel to it. There's a bit of tartness, just kind of playing along the edges, but nothing really crazy. Yeah, you get, they say barrel aged. It has to be. It has to be just wood. I mean, if it is something outside of wood, I could say a white wine, but it didn't even get close to being like a tart, acidic kind of vinous thing going on there. It's more just a beer showing itself with a bit of kind of dry oakiness, with that nice kind of bit of extra kind of herbally, bittering kind of dry hoppiness to it. It's very old. It's very old school. It's almost like even the hops they used were kind of like old hops, aged hops, the stuff that you would kind of, this beer wants to be like alembic or spontaneously fermented, but it's a little bit too kind of methodically kind of picked and placed in the way it wants to be. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like some of the old guard kind of Saison, like your Phantoms and stuff, that of the world. That's has to be what they were going for, flavor profile wise here, and it does a really good job of it. Yeah, nice mouthfeel, bittering from the hops. It comes off, like I said, herbally and spicy, like almost like an aged hop. Getting that Brett seed, getting that citrus, getting that grapefruit, and then there's this additional component of funkiness to it. I also believe that's coming from a combination of a yeast component or a little bit of nefarious funkiness, combined with maybe a little bit of kind of purposeful green bottle kind of light strucky kind of funkiness too. It's cool. I like it. I dig it. It's a weird beer in that, you know, being that it's what, 5 and change, I think it was. I don't even think it said the ABV 5%. It does really remind me of a lot of the beers I had, like when I first started getting into beers, when all these kind of like Belgian style Saisons were readily available. It reminds me a lot of those. Different, but the same. A bit more kind of impactful, I guess that's, for lack of a better word, in the way all those flavors are a bit more sharper, even though they're not sharp. What I'm saying is they're a little bit more upfront than they are in some of the more kind of traditional refined kind of, you know, keep harkening on the Phantom style kind of Saison. But yeah, I dig it. Even to call it or kind of throw it in the mix with those kind of beers in and of itself shows you how much I kind of dig it. But yeah, it's a fun beer. I mean, it's a nice little kind of cool collab. It doesn't taste like a collab. It doesn't taste like two distinct breweries kind of trying to do their thing. It tastes like very harmonic, very kind of cohesive, and it's just tasty. It's tasty, funky, cheesy, old hoppy, a little bit of green bottle affected kind of Saison farmhousey stuff. You don't see that a lot in and around this area, at least one that has this kind of depth and maturity to it. I'm gonna cut it off there. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better, you know, I don't know, Saison I've had as of late. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's one of the better ones. Maybe not the best, but worthy even in a conversation of even getting close up there. Value and availability, no idea. Like I said, it was given to me and I kind of pay it forward kind of thing. But of course, main bottles are usually $20, give or take, a couple dollars here and there. And leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like, you know, Phantom of the world, you like those kind of old world kind of Belgian Saison style beers with that kind of nice, very distinct green bottle funkiness, but you want a little bit of kind of American ingenuity in there with a little bit of dry hopping going on and the way the wood kind of comes off. If you like those kind of things, this is definitely worth picking up. Probably is one-time only bottled thing, so you'd have to find one from a friend. But if you do find one, enjoy it because it's pretty tasty stuff. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff. Massive Beers, type that into Google. See me doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive, type that into Google and see me doing brewer interview stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little funky little Saison right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.